G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steeler Nation Australia. I'm going to keep this one short, guys. Like dead set, I'm going to keep it short because I just recorded the same video for about 10, 11 minutes on this topic. And I realized that my microphone wasn't plugged in. So I was using the laptop audio, which is terrible, from my Dell. And it just picks up like it's just as good as a microwave picking up audio. So let's keep this short. Let's keep this real short, right? Is it time to move on from Matt Canada? Firstly, I want you, if you guys can, answer these two questions. What is your personal view on Matt Canada? Should he stay? Secondly, what do you think the Steelers will do in terms of Matt Canada? And I'll give you my two answers on those two questions. What do you personally think should happen? And what do you think the Steelers will do in terms of Matt Canada? Because to me, they're two complete different answers. Now, I saw this article on espn.com, and we're already talking about the future of the Steelers, the future of all these teams. This was from, I think it was 20. The title is named 2023 NFL offseason key free agents draft notes and predictions. So already in the wild card round of the playoffs, we are talking about the speculation, and that's just the way it goes into the season. It's going to get ramped up and kind of fun. I'm keen to dive into some free agents. I'm keen to find out, some draft players possibly, getting picked up by the Steelers, that kind of stuff. But I found this article on ESPN.com, and I'll try and share the link in the description. And it starts with, the record being 9-8. We know that. 17.4 million. We know that. Total draft picks, we got 2023, 6. They might trade back. They could maybe trade Deontay Johnson. I don't know. They could trade players like that to get some picks and see what happens. But right now, that's what we see. Now, as I read into the article, I grabbed a few things in the article, and I wanted to cover them if I can. So it says here, the biggest offseason priority, according to ESPN, is finding consistency on the offense. Yes, the offense looked better and was a factor in the 7-2 record after week 9. And it was fantastic, guys. After week 9, the bye, the Steelers look like a new team, a whole new team. The running game improved, the O-line improved, Matt Canada's play calling improved, right? The receivers, everyone improved. Kenny Pickett improved week by week and threw less interceptions. Here's the struggles, though. But the team had major red zone struggles. 51% red zone percentage outside the top 20 in the NFL. Doesn't consistently move the football. While offensive coordinator Matt Canada gradually improved as a play caller, it might not be enough to justify sticking with his system for the third year. So he's going to his third year. Only 5 teams average fewer yards per play than the Steelers, 5.0. That's pretty bad. 5.0 yards per play. And in the red zone was 50%. So that's also pretty bad, right? In top 20. It needs to be better. And it continues here. So here's the big prediction for the offseason. And like I said, guys, here's 2 questions. What do you think will happen with Matt Canada? Will they fire him? And what do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers will do with Matt Canada? Will they fire him? 2 complete different questions. And I'll give you my answers in just a moment. Big prediction for the offseason. The Steelers will move on from Canada and bring in a young assistant coach who can move the offense in a more modern direction. The offense is better than the standard stats indicate. It was middle of the road in DVOA. I have no idea what that even means, despite the 24 points per game. That's pretty bad. 17.7, and the Steelers were bottom of the half of the NFL in use of motion and play action. Dead set. 17.7 yards per, sorry, not yards, 17.7 points per game is pretty bad. It needs to be higher. We cannot count on our defense to go out there and win every single game. In the new modern day NFL, you got to go out there and score points. You have to. To keep up with the big boys like the Bills, like the Chiefs, like the Eagles, you have to go out there and score points. And it didn't happen this year in 2022, or last year in 2022. However, they did improve. They won 7-2. Their run game got better. I'm not saying it's not all bad. I'm not saying I'm a Matt Canada hater, but it did improve in certain spots, but it still needs to get much better. Now, here's the question one last time, and here's my answer. Do you think, personally, the Steelers, no, sorry. Personally, what do you want to happen? And do you think the Steelers move on? So for me personally, I tell you what, I don't overly care who's the offensive coordinator. I just want to see the team get better, right? Now, at the start of the year, I did think that they should have fired Matt Canada the first 4 games because it was atrocious. But he did get better in the last part of the year. And then I'm not saying it should be all on him, but the team did look cohesive and they moved the football down the field. Time possession increased. So personally, I'm not too sure. I'm going to sit on the fence. And I'm allowed to do so sometimes. I have my take for yeses, I have my take for nos. But this one, personally, I'm going to sit on the fence because I can. And at the start of the year, I would say, yes, fire him. But at the end of the year, he did pretty good and got this team in a winning direction and going 7-2, no matter what, if it's on the quarterback, the coach, or the offensive coordinator. That's pretty good. Now, what will the Steelers do? What do you guys think the Pittsburgh Steelers will do? There are rumors out there now that they're waiting for Byron Leftwich to get sacked and they're going to hire him. There's rumors out there that they want to wait until, maybe the playoffs are over or other teams, offensive coordinators have a chance. And then Matt Canada's just waiting in the wings to be like, oh, am I going to coach the team or not? I think the Steelers will actually keep Matt Canada. As much as we don't want him to, as much as we're kind of scared to see what happens next year, I do believe they honor his contract in 2023 and they see it out. And then they see what happens after that. However, I would not be surprised at all if tomorrow or the next day or the day after or a week on from now that the Pittsburgh Steelers let go of Matt Canada. Because when it comes down to it, the brass tacks, in a nutshell, 17.7 points per game is just not good enough. It needs to be better. It needs to be up around 21, 24 with a chance to get at least 3 TDs and maybe a field goal so your defense can keep the other teams under 20 and you can win those games. So if the Steelers do cut Matt Canada, which I don't think they will, but if they do, I won't be surprised. I'm not going to lose any sleep at night. Oh, no, Matt Canada's being cut. Oh, no, why? I'm not going to lose any sleep. Bring the guy in and let's get this offense to be explosive. Now, that means on the run game or the passing game, let's get the ball to Pickens. Let's get the ball to Muth. Get the ball to Calvin Austin if he turns into a superstar. Let's get the ball to Connor Hayward. Let's get the ball to Najee and Warren. Let's get the ball to all these guys and start to open up the offense. That's what I want to see. I want to see them run down the field, but also score in the red zone. And they didn't do that. All right, guys. Thank you for checking out Steeler Nation Australia. Those are the 2 questions. What do you think the Steelers will do? And what would you like the Steelers to do? All right, guys. I'll see you later.
Coach Stumlin, let's go for the win, man.